I guess first video, entry 1, unmetabolized reality. Does God smite the sickly pig that cannibalizes her offspring? No. So I got a fucking script trying to read this shit. I wrote the shit up and it's like fire, but I gotta look down and like memorize it. It's different. But no, it happened. The universe and its fragmented nature and its equations playing out the scene indifferently. We humans, agents of God in the universe, or the universe, nature, see that mother pig and we grimace with disgust. We discard it as tainted goods because we simply refuse the implications of you. Limited to our narratives and beliefs, we exclaim, "Oh, the devil has entered our village. It has come. Someone has sinned." What the hell is reality? So many paralleling truths, so many contrasting ideas and contradictory facts, eye-opening fables. No one knows what's going on, but we attempt to. And the attempt is admirable. The attempt is necessary. We are living in the kingdom of heaven. It blesses us with ease. I live within the infrastructure devised by faithful men and women of God that allows me to live a life of bounty, and I never asked for it. Otherwise, I would be living in squalor and depths that I could never imagine. I mean, I could try, but I'm good. I go to the bus, I live in this house, and it's scaffolded and architected and carpentered and cemented or whatever by people who I never met, and I am blessed by it. The kingdom of God was constructed, made to be comfortable, rooted in love and fear. But it isn't perfect, it isn't absolute and idyllic, because heaven was still built in the chaos, still working within the same laws and rules that allows for hell to operate. And so hell can leak in. It can find its own little shadows in that kingdom to haunt. You can leave on your own accord and face the chaos at your own risk. When you tear it apart, you realize there's no real difference. It's all made of the same stuff, constrained by the same laws. That might be enough for some to depart with the notion that God isn't real. But no, that doesn't resonate with me. God's real, but God's indifferent. God does not operate on good and evil. He has no preferences. He has no resentments. The only thing that matters is causality, consequence. There is an indigestible truth that society never dares to collectively agree upon. Does the divine jury convict the snake to a crucible of hell for carelessly munching on baby rabbits and shit? No. But the mother might swoop on by and pick it up and fly it to the clouds just to see it plummet. That allows for the idea that you could circumvent punishment by limiting the potential for consequence. Hell, that allows for the establishing of punishment as entirely arbitrary, as a made-up thing. Then what does that make of my darkest impulses? What does that make of my most mourned loved ones? It makes justice feel like a literary conceit. It makes life feel that much more hellish. And to live life with a smile, with that perspective, one must be equally hellish, no? I'm sure Jesus held within him hellish inclinations which he shackled down and ascended from to become the greatest martyr saint that was. I'm sure tyrant monsters throughout history have been consumed by the same ancient demonic forces that Jesus and Muhammad conquered or domesticated. The line is thin and essentially non-existent. The only thing that matters is the propagating consequence. So do you allow your capacity to hold magnitude, to hold dominion over you? Do you allow yourself to become a black hole? Or do you allow that fiery pressure, that burning fiery pressure to turn into a radiant, guiding North Star? Justice exists because we can fathom it. We can demand it so. Even if there are pockets of unyielding evil, where consumptive people revel with no regard, and rot can fester without septic, there are still regions of reality that house a beauty. All the stories we tell each other, all the narratives and beliefs we hold to our core are just to keep us anchored and sane. To facilitate a way of operating that keeps us alive, to make sense of the unending noise and flow and stimulus of life. I'm sure you felt it, right? The occasional fissures and cracks in the collective gaslights we echo to each other. The blind spots that some people seem to purposefully or pathologically avoid. The moments that make your instincts scream out in confusion till you or someone else rewires and undermines your own intuition. I'm sure you've seen it in others, or maybe even yourself. And like rough patchwork, a new narrative is quickly stitched onto the old and left to harden, until a new force arrives to bring instability and more patchwork. We decided what heaven was. We decided how God was to operate. And we continue to. Whatever is the most digestible truth, it must be the truth. And in consensus, within our capacity to metabolize reality as a society, I guess that's enough. Holy shit. Finally. Subscribe and shit.